It's time for synth news. Welcome back everyone. It's Marshall. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. Appreciate you stopping by. We're going to talk about some synthesizer news and see what's happening on the wires. So let's take a look at the first story, which is the Moog One. The Moog One is it's a name that was registered, trademarked some time ago, about the same time as the grandmother name was done. But what makes this more interesting and juicy and possibly amazing is that someone on the Gear Sluts forum posted some comments about some information that was supposed to be confidential, probably referencing the Moog One as a polyphonic analog synthesizer coming out in August with two versions, an 8-voice version to be priced at $599 US and a 16-voice version to be priced at $799 US with just like a crazy feature set. This is like exactly what a lot of us synth nerds have been asking for from Moog for a while. Moog makes some of the best synthesizers in the world, and we haven't gotten a Poly Synth in forever. This could be a troll. I don't know. No one knows really, except for the people that posted it. I'm sure they know if it's bullshit or not. And I'm not saying it's bullshit. The pricing seems like I could see a polyphonic Moog synthesizer just being insanely priced. Yeah, some people are going to be disappointed by this, of course, because that's out of reach for most musicians, I'd imagine. But you know what? Moog has always been expensive, but they do a fantastic job with their products. They make solid gear. It's designed extremely well, always. It sounds great, always. It's put together great, always. So lots of respect for Moog, and I can see this being a premium product with a hefty price tag. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. I can just see that, and that makes sense to me. This is not gonna be a product for everyone, but yours truly, if this does end up coming to fruition, will do almost anything he can to make sure I get one. I'm talking about myself in the third person. It's kind of weird. I don't know why I did that right there. I will be attending KnobCon 2018 this year in Chicago from September 7th through September 9th. And I hope to see you all there. If anyone's going, please let me know in the comments. But right now, you can purchase tickets. Registration is open for $40 from now through the end of June, and then $55 at the door if you missed that opportunity. But once again, I'll be there, and I hope to see you there too. So be there or be square or be less knobby and conny. All right, so let's talk about the MIDI Compatibility Inquiry. This is something that's been adopted by the MIDI Manufacturers Association. It's officially been released. It's a specification called MIDI Compatibility Inquiry, and it was approved at NAMM 2018, and it's pretty exciting. This should, I think, help streamline some of the setup process with some of our MIDI gear, especially communicating with software. So one of the big pain points of getting a MIDI controller and plugging it into a computer and trying to interact with software is obviously nothing's mapped. You have to go in and manually set faders and knobs and sliders, and I think that that's what this is supposed to help kind of address. It's probably not going to fix everything, but it should do at least some of the work for you, and it's pretty exciting. Next up, we've got the Waldorf Kyra. I think they made a mistake because this is the Valkyrie, everyone. This is to be the first fully FPGA powered synthesizer. FPGA standing for Field Programmable Gate Array. And if you remember some time ago back at Music Mesa, Nick Batt of SonicState.com interviewed Manuel of Exodus Digital talking about this synthesizer called the Valkyrie. This is what it ended up becoming. It will be available for $18.99 US approximately, looks like. And man, the redesign on here looks really great. If you haven't checked out this video, check it out. It looks like a virus. People were calling it like the Virus 3. And it's pretty exciting actually, because there hasn't been an update to the virus in like 10 years. And so this could kind of serve that purpose, fill that void in our hearts. This is something I'm definitely interested in, and the redesign of it looks just, man, it looks just cherry. It's fantastic. 18.99 euros. We'll have to see, because there might be tariffs. That brings us to our next point here. This happened today. Received an email. Moog just sent out an email to everyone in the newsletter talking about what might possibly happen to their manufacturing in the United States due to some newly implemented tariffs, which will take effect on July 6th. Now, this is basically an import tax on certain Chinese components and goods that come in, obviously, from China to the United States. Will add a 25% cost to those products. Moog is basically saying that this tariff is going to cause them to have to lay off part of their workforce, or possibly everyone in the United States, and move all of their manufacturing outside of the country. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. Yeah, what I'm about to say may make some of you mad, and I completely understand, and I hope we can have a civil discussion in the comments about this. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this, and just hopefully, even if you disagree, let's just have a chat, okay? Let's not get all panties in a bunch about this. I worked in manufacturing for about 10 years, so I'm very proud of American manufacturing, and I try and support American products whenever possible. I buy all kinds of synthesizers, but my favorite brands are Moog. So, yeah. I mean, I try and support these companies, and to have a company come out here and say something like this is actually quite irritating and maybe somewhat disingenuous. Maybe there's a political motive here, I don't know. But the first thing that strikes me as odd is, you know, the 6th is like a week away. Why would you post this now? When literally there's not much that can be done. This is gonna happen. And I understand Moog's in the business to make money. They need to profit from their products. Makes sense. So your options are raise prices, move your shit out of the country, or find products from somewhere else that maybe don't cost as much. You got Canada, you got Mexico, you got other places that I'm sure could facilitate some of these manufacturing issues. The problem is this. First of all, the main cost of manufacturing is not the components. When you buy materials, raw materials in manufacturing, that's actually not your biggest expense. Your biggest expense is going to be your labor force. You got to pay the people to run the machines, to operate things, to put shit together, all the assembly, all that stuff. People have to do all that stuff. That costs way more than any of the parts that come in the door. The other thing is Moog mentions that they purchase PCBs from the United States when possible at like a 30% increase versus what it would be if they got them from, say, China. So let me just explain something. The Chinese are dicks. They don't pay their employees hardly anything. They have to set up nets and stuff to keep people from jumping out of buildings and stuff because they don't want to work in these conditions. The Chinese are manipulators of the currency. They steal intellectual property. They have no respect for copyright or any of that kind of stuff. They just steal shit and sell it, you know, total rip-off shit. And normally the quality is piss poor. Over the years, China's gotten better with some of these things, but still, for the most part, they're bad players, man. They don't play by the rules. And what happens is they undercut places in the United States or even other countries. But specifically, since I'm in the United States, we're going to speak about this. If you're outside the United States, you know, it's no worries. A lot of people support manufacturing here. And this is no different. You know, we see this picture with the Moog employees doing the hearts and stuff, asking us to partition our Congress people to plead to help them stop this tariff. You know, we already love you, Moog. All of us synthesizer nerds, we all love you. And there's people that will criticize you because your products are expensive. But I guarantee you, if those people could afford them, they would buy them. They're the best. They just make the best stuff. We already love you. We support you. We buy your products already. And a 25% increase on your brand. It's not like your synths are going to be 25% more, because components aren't the highest cost for you. So you may see a certain amount of increase, maybe 5%, 10%. Who knows? I don't know what their profit margin is or anything like that on any of this stuff. But I'm just telling you right now, this is not as big a deal as what they're trying to make it out to be. And that just really kind of pisses me off, because there's no reason to do this. You can't do anything about this tariff. And at this point, the way the Chinese have been operating for the last however many years, 30 years or whatever it's been, whenever they entered the WTO, it's unfair. It's not free and fair trade. Okay, it's bullshit. And for once, yeah, someone's trying to do something about this. Whether or not this is the right move, I don't know, but it's a move. A tariff is going to normalize pricing from unfair pricing. See what I mean? So I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, this is horseshit. Kind of pisses me off. Moog did this, sent this to me in my inbox. You know, if you gotta move your shit overseas, fine, do it. But don't make me feel bad, because China is you have to pay more for your cheap Chinese goods. Listen, this is made in China. This comes off an assembly line in China. This costs $300. You guys don't make this. Okay, you make the frickin' Mini Moog Model D reissue. You make the Sub 37. You make these fantastic, super high quality synthesizers. These are boutique units. They're high quality. They cost a premium. People are not gonna fret about paying a few extra dollars for a synthesizer. Maybe it's $100 more, I don't know. But still, it's not, people are still gonna buy your shit. So this whole thing about how you can't support your workforce because of a 25% tariff on some of the components you get is just, I disagree with this move. I think it's pointless. There's nothing you can do. You waited till the last week. What the hell's wrong with you guys? You have a problem with this? Maybe you should have said something months ago when this whole process was being announced. You might have wanted to speak up then, because now you can't do shit about it. That's what I think about this. Let me know what you guys think down below. Talk to you later.